I'm Juan at Stupid Simple Tools, and today we're going to be assembling the SST-19 welding bottle organizer. This is our 2-shelf setup, but we also sell it with this angle grinder variant. I'm going to put this one together today, but also show you the steps involved in putting together the second one as well. Let's do it. So first step, dump it all out. Get your cards, you get your sticker. This will be worth a lot of money one day. Get your product manual with the QR code on the back if you want to check out some paper instructions. And then you get all your pieces nicely wrapped in this foam so it doesn't get damaged during transit. So really quickly, I took everything out and now I organized it so that it's more visually representative of what you actually end up building. Over here, we have our bottom shelf, we have our middle shelf, we have our top shelf. Then we have the 2 pieces of back plate, a bunch of like hooks and brackets and stuff. And then up here, I separated it into the top assembly that actually mounts to the welding bottle. So we'll do this last, put this together first. So dump all your screws out. They're all the same. They're all M4 by 5 height. Grab your power driver as well as a T-handle hex key, especially a long one if you got it. This is a 2.5 mil hex. And what we'll do is we'll start off by taking 2 of these screws and installing them into the 2 back plates. The one with these little ears should be behind. And then the SST logo should be visible and legible, of course. I went ahead and installed these 2 screws kind of lightly. That's not final tightened. Now we're going to start by putting on the bottom shelf. Then we're going to do the middle shelf and we're going to do the top shelf. It's the same process. Grab it. This is facing up, of course. And then you're going to want to line it up and put the screws in right there. I'm a big advocate of using power tools because life is short. But for some of these shelves, especially this long bottom one, it's a big advantage to have a long hex key so you can actually get to the screw heads without having issue. So I'm going to use my long hex key. I'm going to tighten these up and we're going to do the next shelf. Actually, I lied. The next step we're going to do is we're going to put these hooks on right here. So what you'll do is you'll slide them behind this the bottom shelf and then put the screw in through and it'll tighten against the back plate. Here's the long awaited debut of the middle shelf we were talking about. We're going to put it right here. It's got these big hole cutouts on the most exterior holes so that it has clearance for those button head screws. That's pretty clever. You got to give me that one. So we'll install this now using these 2 screws in the middle and we'll tighten it up. Next step, we're going to put this top shelf with the can and marker holes right there. We have this big hole in the center. That's so that we have space to mount the tank mounting assembly. So I'm going to install this now. Now that we have the top shelf mounted, we're going to put on these 2 accessories, the torch holder, which will go over here, and then your coat hanger, whatever hanger you want to have. We're going to put it right here with these 2 screws. Let's do it. Now everything's kind of assembled. It's finger tight. Everything's still got a lot of play to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this assembly over to the side, and we're going to put together the bottle mounting assembly, which consists of these 2 pieces, as well as these 2 little brackets and your big knob. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 little collar pieces and install them into this section right here. We're going to mount them right underneath, and we're going to use our screws to just hold them in place for now. Now we got the collars on there. I'm going to install the hand knob right back here and just put it in a little bit for now. Next, second to final step here is we're going to connect these 2 pieces by having this piece underneath the other one and then securing these 2 screws through the slots so we have some adjustability. Now we're going to marry the bottle mounting assembly to the actual welding bottle organizer assembly. If you wanted to, you could mount this directly against the wall through these holes here. Or, of course, you can screw in your bottle mounting assembly. All it takes is 3 screws. You can see the holes there. One will go here. The other one will go through this middle large hole. And then the last one will go over there. If you bought the welding bottle organizer with the angle grinder bottom shelf, it's pretty self-explanatory. You'll just install this shelf, install the back hooks, install the front hooks. The one thing that's kind of challenging and weird is our disc holder post, which goes right here. So what you'll end up getting is this stainless shaft, and you'll end up getting 2 of these retaining clips. So what you want to do is you want to install one of the retaining clips. In this case, I put it as far as I could to the end. And you'll insert it through the hole like this. Pull it out, and then you'll be able to see the retaining ring groove is right there. And now don't lose this. Do not lose this. Do not lose this. Don't lose it. Do not lose this. We're going to push it through here, and then you can use a screwdriver or your hex key to push it down. So when this is pushed through and all the way through, you can see the ring groove right there. I'm going to put this right on top like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully push it down like that. Now it's secured. That's the full assembly. The last step is to tighten up all your bolts. I left them kind of finger tight intentionally because all these pieces have a little bit of play to them. It's just the nature of laser cutting, having these clearance holes for these screws. So if you're really meticulous, what you can do is line up all these pieces and brackets the way you want to, so it's nice and square, and then tighten it down and lock it into position. And that's it. Right. These screws up here, let's leave it kind of finger tight until we get to the welding bottle, and then we'll tighten it up. Now comes the fun part. We're gonna put on the bottle. With our design, you can slip it right over the collar neck piece here. So make sure you find some clearance there. And then once it's in position, you can turn this hand knob right here to lock it into place. Now that it's up here, I kind of tightened it. I'm gonna tighten this screw right here, but you wanna make sure that the laser cut features still line up and it's not misaligned over here and over here. So we're gonna tighten this one up nice and tight. We're gonna leave this one tight, but loose enough that it can get pushed in and out by this knob. And then the last thing we'll do is we'll tighten these two screws so that this piece rests in the right position. And ideally, you wanna have it, so this back face is tangential and touching the bottle. So it's not cantilevered like that, but rather you wanna pull it in and lock it in so that it's most secure like that. This concludes our assembly guide for both the standard and the angle grinder version. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, send us a message. And I know you guys have been all asking, what am I wearing over here? If you're wondering, it's the SST hoodie. Pick one up on our web store now. All proceeds go to something we haven't figured out yet. But pick one up and you'll be looking just like me in no time.